Yo, what's up? It's Dr. Jason. Sunday afternoon, and just went for a nice long run. And as you guys know from some of my other videos that I've shared with you, a lot of clarity comes to me when I run. So, wanted to talk to you about a couple things that are on my mind and on my heart. First thing, some of you may or may not know, we've been open for all the way through, right? So saw emergencies out of 2 offices, been really busy treating emergencies, and some of you may or may not know that we have a separate part of the office that we field all of our phone calls. We're blessed to be very busy, many incoming phone calls, and we decided to have a group of people kind of away from the chaos of our offices, the answer a phone call. So I was in that area earlier this week, and almost all of the people on the phone are answering questions about COVID and infection control and what we're doing. And I know I've talked about this in previous videos and emails and stuff like that, but sometimes when you're in the middle of it every day, all day long, you forget that patients that don't come to the office on a regular basis have questions about it. So I just wanted to briefly touch upon the infection control process again. It's second to none, right? So it's everything that we have been doing, and then taking in all the Center for Disease guidelines, and then all the ADA guidelines with mobile check-in, the questionnaire that we're asking every patient and staff about COVID, temperatures on every patient and staff every day. And the process is working. And I can't even believe I'm going to say this out loud, but we've been doing it from day one, and we haven't had one diagnosed case of COVID throughout our office or a patient. So by taking all the measures that we're taking, we just don't allow it into the office. The PPE that we're wearing, the infection control processes, the hypochlorous acid fogging, the sterilization techniques that we're using, we're this close to patients on a regular basis, right? So you guys have all seen the charts. Hygienist assistants, dentists, they're like 1, 2, and 3 in terms of the risk of contracting coronavirus. And we have 60 employees, 60 team members, and not one person's gotten sick because we're really serious about it. So continue to call, continue to ask questions about what we're doing, but I just wanted to send that out as a general reminder. Contrast that to my daughter, who is now a sophomore in college. We brought her back a couple weeks ago, and it's 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds not acting responsible. My daughter's not one of them, but you know how it is with that age demographic. There's 40, 50, 60, 70 new cases being diagnosed every day on campus. So it's a big deal, right? So we're blessed to have really good processes and protocols in place. It's a very safe environment in terms of being able to provide dental care and be able to accept and have dental treatment done. So that was the first thing I want to talk about. Second thing I wanted to talk about is the schedule, right? So we're entering a new month, and this is the first time for us that we're basically fully open again. You know, we've been slowly trying to ramp up our openings, getting back to normal, mainly because we were just trying to control what we could control. We didn't have the right team in place, and we didn't have the right policies and procedures in place. So instead of introducing a lot of chaos, we slowly opened up our offices. So September is really the first month where we'll be kind of open back to normal, so to speak. And I'm excited about that. The staff's excited about it. All the offices will be open at their regular pace. But we're not 100% sure what's going to happen with kids going back to school. In Canandaigua, it's 2 days on, 2 days off. I think in Victor, it's 2.5 days on, 2.5 days off. I just had dinner with a good friend of mine Friday night who teaches in Pittsford, where the parents had the option of 5 days on, 5 days off. So every school district is different, right? And that's cool. But kind of like my daughter, if these kids go back to school and the cases start to go up, we all know that the school district is going to say, okay, we're not doing anything more in person. We're going to do all remote learning all at home. And if that happens, it happens. Like, I can't control that, right? Kind of referencing the serenity prayer, God, please give me the wisdom to understand what I can control and what I can't control, and the courage to change what I can, and the serenity to let go of what I can't. So if that happens and kids get sent home full-time remotely, then things are going to change at work. There's a domino effect, right? So I have hygienists, I have assistants, I have front desk people, I have doctors, that if their kids do remote learning 5 days a week, then they're going to come to me and say, Jason, I can't work like I told you I could work. And based on our core values, we're a family-first organization. So if you need to be home with your kids, then you need to be home with your kids, which means you can't be at work serving our patients, which means you're going to get a phone call. The patient is going to get a phone call, not necessarily from me, but from someone that says, sorry, Mrs. Jones, we know you had this appointment next week, but we have to reschedule it because your hygienist, your assistant, your doctor is no longer available. They're now at home with their child supervising remote learning. And I understand that your first instinct would be frustration, and I get that. I'm frustrated too, but it's out of my control. Like, I can't control that. So I don't get all worked up about that because it's truly out of my hands. Now I'm trying to find people that can work through, have the flexibility to work through if their kids are in school or at home and stuff like that. But I'm not going to just have anyone work with us, right? You guys know that. We have a standard to keep that's second to none. So I would just ask that you have a little bit of patience with us. I hope that nothing changes with our schedule. I really do. But I think all of us in the back of our mind realize that there's a possibility that as these kids get back to school, even though the school district is doing amazing things to try to prevent new cases from being diagnosed, if that happens, then there's the possibility that no more in-school learning will occur. All learning will occur remotely, which means a lot of my team will no longer be able to serve you, which means we're probably going to end up calling you and talking about having to reschedule your appointment. And if you want to get mad and angry at that, I get it. Call me, text me. I will hear you out. I will try to talk you through it. But at the end of the day, it's not something I can control. So that's just a quick message that, like I said, as I was on my run today, I was like, you know what? These are things that are obvious to me, but they're obvious to me because I'm living it. I deal with it every day. I just wanted to communicate to you guys some of the things that may not be obvious that we're dealing with and that we're up against, and hopefully you guys understand that. So please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns about that, or leave a comment. Call me at work, stop by at work, and we can talk it through. All right? Thanks, guys. Happy Sunday.